Greetings and welcome to our Trippy Food 2021 Kwanzaa Special. Now I know you're saying that, Val, you've never done a Kwanzaa episode before. Well, the thing was I wasn't really familiar with the culture, the customs of Kwanzaa. And so when I was doing a recent live stream, we're talking about Kwanzaa on the live stream, and I was generally asking some people about it. What I found out about Kwanzaa is that it's a celebration of African American culture. It lasts between December 26th and January 1st. So January 1st is the last day. And usually on the last day, there's a feast, and the feast is called Karamu. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So the Feast of Kwanzaa, or the Festival of Kwanzaa, was created by Maulana Karenga in 1966. And basically, it was based on African harvest traditions. So the thing is, I wanted to make something for Kwanzaa that kind of represented something that somebody would actually eat on Kwanzaa. And so on the live stream, Adam Heb had mentioned to me that one of the things that people eat for Kwanzaa, because it is West African, is peanut stew. It's also called groundnut stew, and the preparation can take a little bit, but basically there's not a lot of ingredients to it. So the main ingredients are chicken, peanuts, and sweet potatoes. Now, I think you probably want to stick pretty close to it. Adam had sent me a recipe that he found online. I'll put the links to the recipe down below so that you can check it out and you can make it too if you'd like to. I decided that I was going to use, as long as I'm going to use sweet potatoes, I would use purple sweet potatoes, which give it an unusual color. So usually it's more of a beige or a brown color, because again, you have the color of the sweet potatoes and the color of the peanuts. It really colors it, and chicken. So this dish involves browning the chicken, and you can use whatever pieces you want. I think typically it's chicken breast. I use chicken thighs. That's just how I roll. I brown those in oil, and then I caramelize some onions, garlic, ginger, and I cut the sweet potatoes up small. They kind of cook down. I don't know if you're supposed to leave them in big chunks, and you're supposed to have the chunks in there as a stew. Once you add in chicken broth, crushed tomatoes, peanut butter, peanuts, then you add the chicken back in, and you let that cook for probably close to 90 minutes. Take the chicken out, take the meat off the chicken, off the bones, put it back into the stew. You can let it cook some more if you want to, but everything's pretty much done. Just kind of let it sit there and warm. So this is the result of me making the peanut stew. Now, I have to admit that in looking at the pictures, it seems to have a lot more moisture to it, almost a liquid to it, and mine is pretty firm. Maybe it depends on how much chicken broth you put in there. I basically halved the recipe, so I didn't want to make a whole lot of it, so I did the recipe in half. Now, the recipe I used said after the chicken is cooked, if you want to take the skin off, you can. Well, what happened was when I was browning the chicken, the skin came off, and the skin was frying in the oil. And so what I did was I decided to make chicken chicharron. And so I basically have chicken cracklings here, and I thought that I would put those on the top. Now, I don't know if that's traditional. I don't know if you would even do that, but we're going to do that. So here's our stew. We're going to top it off with the chicken chicharron, is what I'm going to call it, and some cilantro. And then we're going to enjoy this West African feast. This stew is a staple food in most of Western Africa. It originates with the Mandinka and Bambara people of Mali. And the Mandinka name for it is domada, or take it again, the name for it, which is basically translated to peanut butter sauce. But those are just some of the other names. And again, this is found widely throughout Western Africa. So we're going to go ahead and put our chicken chicharrones on the top of that. Some cilantro. This should have some spice to it. I put in about a tablespoon of cayenne pepper, and I did put some black pepper in it too at the beginning of it. So I don't know, how much of a kick it's going to have. You can do it to taste, but it should be a little bit spicy. So here we go. Let's give this a try. Wow. Oh, wow. There's so much flavor there. We use chicken and chicken broth, so you definitely have that chicken flavor, but also so much flavor from the peanuts and the peanut butter and from the sweet potatoes. It's got just enough of a kick, just enough spice to make it interesting. So we get a piece of the chicken in there. It's both sweet and savory. Wow. Oh, it's really good. Now again, I don't know if this is the right consistency or not. I've never made it before. I would think, because this cooked down for about an hour and a half, I would think that the peanuts would have cooked down, like if you ever had boiled peanuts, and you know how they're kind of mushy. So I would thought the peanuts would have cooked down and been soft and mushy, but they're really not. There's some chewiness to the peanuts. This is outstanding. This is really, really good. Again, I made it myself. Really have nothing to compare it to and everything, but this is outstanding. So, what I would advise is find somebody who celebrates Kwanzaa, somebody who's familiar with the customs, and spend some time with them, and maybe spend one of the nights of Kwanzaa, celebrating with them. This is a time of the year when there's lots of festivals, lots of things going on, between Christmas and usually Hanukkah, even Saturnalia and Festivus, if you will. You have the 12 days of Christmas, you have Epiphany, you have New Year's Day, so many festivals and so many holidays, so much to enjoy. Adding Kwanzaa in is kind of a nice thing. So again, try to find somebody who can give you some advice on that, or spend some time with them and enjoy the festival. This is really tasty, and I would just like to kind of immerse myself into the experience of actually celebrating Kwanzaa. So maybe next year we'll do a 2022 Kwanzaa episode, and maybe we'll bring you some of that culture as well. So if you decide to do this, you decide to go out and check this out, just please be careful because it's crazy out there. But take care of yourselves, take care of others, and we'll see you soon. Happy Kwanzaa. Thanks for checking out Trippy Food. If you enjoyed watching that video half as much as I did making it, well then I enjoyed it twice as much as you did. And if that's the case, you'll probably like this video right here. And if not, check out this video right here. That one's a little bit different. Either way, leave a comment down below. And be sure to subscribe by clicking on the Trippy Food icon right here. Glad you could make it, and we hope to see you again soon.